Hi and welcome. Today I give you tips about mixing and layering colors, how to mix and combine pastel pigments, how to add transparent layers in a time-lapse video of a fish drawing. Enjoy watching. We have drawn this fish in a live drawing session in my online drawing school Animal Art Club. You can join the waitlist in the link below if you are also interested in learning animals with pastels and joining the membership. We will open doors soon. And now dive into the lesson. This is a time-lapse video of one of my drawing lessons in my membership Animal Art Club. Here I start with the eye, plot in black and blend it, and add some fine black lines around the eye. It was really fun to draw this fish. It has different colors and it was nice to layer them. So I would show that to you here, how we have drawn this fish together in a live stream. Here in the eye I have added different yellows and blues and then always blend the layers with a paper stamp and then build up more layers with different colors, more yellows, brighter colors, a bit orange and green. Here I plot in a bit of dark green at the edges of the eye. This is always helpful to darken the edges of an eye. And then bringing details, bringing some black little strokes. I encourage you always really have a good look at the reference photo, observe it, what shapes do you see there, and then draw them in your drawings. Here I add a bit of light green then on top. I use here pastel matte paper from Clairefontaine in color dark gray. I highly recommend to use that paper. It allows so many layers and it is so fun to draw animal portraits on it. It really holds a lot of pastel pigment and you can add and draw fine details. I'm drawing with pastel pencils most of the time. I use the Pit pastel pencils from Faber-Castell. They are a bit harder and it's possible to draw fine hair, fine fur, fine little details with it. Sometimes I use the pastel sticks for an underpainting, but most of the time I prefer to use the pencils. It's more drawing with pastels, not painting. Maybe you know painting in larger formats with the sticks or pen pastels, and that you create pastel paintings with larger areas. I prefer to draw like you would draw with graphite pencils or colored pencils, and for that the pastel matte paper really is great. Here I start plotting in different colors in the scales of the fish here, violets, blues, darken colors down with black. It's so nice to mix colors directly on the paper with the pastels. You don't have to mix your colors on a palette like you have to do with acrylics or watercolor. I mix the colors directly on the paper by layering thin layers, thin amount of pastel pigment, so that really you don't have a lot of pigment on the paper. Layer it and then blend the color layers together with a blending tool like a paper stamp or cotton swabs, or you can also use applicators like sponges or brushes. First to apply pastel pigment when it is loose, like when you have pans, or mix the colors together. I bring in greens, violets, blues, so add really a lot of different layers and many colors in this skin or in the scales of the fish. Then always also focus on values, on highlight and dark areas. So here bring in a bit of ivory, a light yellow color, and flesh colors, so pinks, skin tones. They match here really well with the violet. And always blend colors together and make the look soft and smooth here. We don't have here many strokes like you have when you are drawing fur. It's more working with layers, working with transparent layers, building up here many layers. The colors we have applied first shine through. So plotting in ochres, another brown, orange, brown, burnt ochre. So that's really fun to do too. You can imagine to do here thin layers like you apply a very thin watery watercolor paint, and so that it's really transparent and you see all the colors you have drawn before applied to your paper. You see these colors shining through. And that's the nice thing, you can use here the pencils, apply a thin layer and blend then the layers together, make it really soft with the blending tool. Go over with another different colors. It takes a bit of time to build up all the layers. So this was a lesson in Animal Art Club, my online drawing school. We have drawn it live in Zoom. We have drawn so about 1.5 hours. You see that here in about 10 minutes. So of course it takes a while, but it is so relaxing. And just sit down and put the colors on your paper, blend the layers together. It's something different in comparison to drawing fur or draw cats, dogs, horses, wildlife, animals with hair. So it's nice to do also sometimes a different subject like the fish, so and water animal, and focus on the different shapes and the different forms, shapes you see in the reference photo, and just draw what you see. Try to apply the different colors. Here we are working with blues at the bottom and yellows here at the mouth area. And just blend again the edges together, make soft transitions, remove grit. So I really prefer to draw without grit. Sometimes pastels, when you apply them, look so a bit gritty. You see dots or your lines are interrupted. Always blend over it with a paper stamp then and make it softer. Especially here when we have these soft transitions between the colors. And now we start adding some little details, the dots and strokes, that it looks more realistically. With green, add a bit of a darker layer, darker hues, darker values, and always blend over it again, add some more lighter dots and strokes and little details. So like we do when we are drawing fur or other parts of an animal, here I also build up this fish skin and the scales of the fish with the different colors and beautiful details in there in many layers. And that's so beautiful how that works on the pastel matte paper. It's also not necessary to use a fixative when you are working on the pastel matte paper, because the pastel pigment sticks so well on the paper, and if you handle it with care and frame your finished portraits behind glass mounted, or just put them into a cabinet or into a drawer with glassine paper on top to store them, your little exercises or practice pieces, that's working so well. And I had a bad experience with fixative sprays. The colors darken down. Also when I hold the spray far away from the portrait, I have tried it from different angles. then the colors darken down and details disappear, so I would not do that. When you're working on the pastel matte paper, it can work for paintings that are not so detailed, but for me also the portrait darkened down and it was not as brilliant anymore, so white and lighter colors darkened down. Yes, more and more layers are applied here, add some fine highlights and details, then also finally and always go in and adjust the portrait at the end, add here and there more details, some more darks, some more lights, and just enjoy the drawing process. We have also created a bit of water background here that it looks more beautifully at the end. Plot in a bit of dark green and mid-tone green, so middle green and white, and blend the larger layers here together with the cotton swab and create soft blurry transitions. Create a soft, beautiful blurry background. Add another green tone here to even create more softer transitions, and blend them all together. Add white and use the cotton swab for blending and make it soft. You can add shadows with the darker green for sure, blend it with paper stamps around the fish. That's really nice, and then the fish pops up more and you have nice background drawn. Okay, so I hope you liked it and get out tips for your own animal portraits. If you're interested in joining my online drawing school, my art community Animal Art Club, sign up to the waitlist in the link below. We will open doors soon and welcome new members. We are very excited. So if you're interested, then just sign up and you get all the information. And then I hope I see you in the next video.